YouTube fam? How y'all doing? TM Nation, how y'all doing? These are the Earfun Air Pro SV True Wireless Earbuds, which I've had for just about 2 weeks now. And even though the earbuds with the stems are not my go-to style, the performance that you get with these is pretty much undeniable. For the spec highlights, these come with Bluetooth 5.2 and a low latency gaming mode, quiet smart active noise cancellation technology, 6 built-in mics for voice calls, compatibility with the Earfun app, and you're also getting up to 24 hours of use with the case. As for the unboxing experience, it's pretty straightforward. You get your user manual and documentation, multiple sets of different sized ear tips, a cleaning tool that you can use to clean the earbuds out, and of course you get your earbuds along with the charging case. Taking a look at the design of the case first, it is a nice size in my opinion. It's not too large to throw in a normal sized pocket without bulging out too much, and it also at the same time does feel sturdy in the hands. One thing that I do like about the design of the case itself is that it has a nice aluminum feel to it. Now a lot of people out there may not like that the stems of the earbuds are exposed, but like I said, the design of the case is fine for me. You really don't have too much going on the outside besides your Earfun branding on the top, and then in the front of the case you have your LED indicator light for your battery status and your USB Type-C charging port. And I'm extremely happy to note that the case does support Qi wireless charging, so if you have a compatible phone or charging pad, these have you covered. Now moving on to the design of the earbuds, like I said earlier, this is not my go-to style. Typically I prefer earbuds without any stems, but I have to say that the stems on these are pretty much perfect. To me, I think that the stems on these are completely fine. I don't think that they're either too long or too short to make putting the earbuds in or taking them out of your ears a difficult process. These have also been comfortable for me to wear for longer listening sessions. So far, I've been able to wear them for about 3 hours at a time without getting any ear fatigue whatsoever. They also did an okay job of staying in place for me during exercise. Now being that they don't have any ear hooks or wings, once the sweat started flowing, they did tend to slide around a bit, but in all reality, it wasn't that bad. These earbuds are also IPX5 water resistant, so if you're looking for a pair of gym earbuds or earbuds that you can exercise in, splashes of water or sweat will not harm these, but one thing that you do want to avoid is completely submerging them. As I mentioned earlier, these will offer you up to 24 hours of use when you factor in the charging case, but if you're looking for the maximum you'll get on a single charge, that's more like 6. But it is worth noting that if you choose to use these with ANC on the whole time, you'll get closer to 4.5 hours on a single charge and a total of about 18 with the case. No, those numbers certainly are not record breaking, but I do also want to mention that these do feature quick charging that will give you up to 2 hours worth of use from only 10 minutes in the case. And as for the Bluetooth connection with these guys, so far I've paired them with both my iPhone 13 Pro and my Pixel 6 through the YouTube and Amazon Prime apps on both devices. Everything has seemed to be pretty synced up. Now I will say that I did experience a slight bit of latency when I played Call of Duty Mobile and I did not have the gaming mode enabled, but when I turned that gaming mode on, that pretty much disappeared. Dual connect is also possible with these earbuds, so if you want to use one and leave one in the case, they got you covered. Another good thing about these earbuds is that they are compatible with the Earfun app. Now the app is not the most polished because it's still relatively new, but it does have the basics. I won't go through everything that you can do inside of it in this video, but for the main functions, you can see the charge left on your earbuds, turn ANC and transparency on or off, toggle on or off your gaming mode, customize your playback controls, and you can also create a custom EQ. And while I'm on the topic of the playback controls and the app, I do want to make it clear that they are touch controls. There are no physical buttons on either earbud. Now they have been accurate and responsive for me so far, but one thing that I do want to note for you guys is that out of the box there will be no trackback function. You can go into the app and change that, but I just want you guys to know that it's not enabled from the factory. Speaking on the ANC and Transparency performance, I would say that these perform well in both of those categories. During my testing, they did a respectable job of getting rid of sounds such as buzzing, humming, and light talking. I've also found that when I have it enabled and I'm listening to my media at about 50% or so, I usually cannot hear what's going on around me unless it's a loud boom, bang, or something of that nature. The transparency mode with these is also stronger than I thought it would be. When I have it enabled, I'm usually able to hear what's going on around me within about a 3 to 5 foot radius pretty clearly. So features and specs out of the way, guys. Out of the box without any type of EQ customization, these really did sound clean with the highs and mids, and they also had some respectable bass. For the people out there that just want to take their earbuds out of the case and have them sound great, I think that these will definitely get the job done, but they really come alive when you create your own custom EQ. Once I did this, the highs were bright, the vocals were noticeably more present, and the bass response was much more punchy. Now, even with the bass maxed out on these, I wouldn't say that they become overpowering, but I do want to say that you want to avoid pushing them to the limit because that's when the distortion starts. But overall, guys, after playing with the EQ settings for only a few minutes, I have to say that I've been able to get the exact sound that I was looking for. It really doesn't matter what I'm listening to with these earbuds, I'm able to enjoy all of it. Relative to the call quality with these, I have made quite a few voice calls using them, and so far nobody has complained about how I sounded, but I did take a sample for you guys so that you can judge for yourselves. Let's check it out.
Alright guys, so right now I have the earbuds paired to my iPhone 13 Pro. As you can see, the audio that you're hearing is coming directly from the microphones on them. Now I'm not going to do any type of editing to this sample, so this should give you a pretty good idea of how these will perform for voice calls.
So taking everything into consideration, guys, I think that Earfun did a really good job with these earbuds. If I had to pick one thing that I'm not crazy about with these, it definitely would be that 4.5 hours of use with ANC on. Other than that, everything else is solid. Before you get on out of here, if you rock with the channel and your boy Tecmo, hit that subscribe button and knock that notification bell out so you won't miss any of my uploads. Welcome to TM Nation. Peace.